Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another divinely inspired masterpiece of political commentary. You're in for the ride of a lifetime. Let's go. We're going to talk about Kamala Harris. We're going to pretend that she's still relevant. Kamala is corrupt and soulless. Her god is power. She's a prostitute whose career started with a blowjob, and she's been sucking her way to the top ever since. By the way, this video contains the single best sentence that you will ever hear regarding Kamala Harris. And don't worry, I will point it out to you. It's a banger. I won't let you miss it. She's clearly an idiot. Nobody will ever make a convincing argument otherwise. Not even the most cynical people among us equate blowjobs with intelligence. Like, what does she even have? Her horrendous cackle, her ugly, scolding tone of voice, her perpetually drunken demeanor. There's nothing appealing about Kamala. And I haven't even mentioned the corruption. She has always been desperate for power. And via a manipulated presidential election, she was able to attain the second highest position in the country. She's not an isolated case, though. Look at these images. You got Adam Schiff, Mitch McConnell, Mitt Romney. Look at their annual salary and their net worth. Cory Booker, annual salary $174,000, but his net worth is $14 million. How's that happening? Nancy Pelosi, $202 million on a $200,000 annual salary? Please. As the Gen Zs like to say, the math ain't mathin'. All the people you see here are political whores, every single one of them. And they are all friends with Kamala. Vote for me, and I will imprison every single person named on these images. Kamala Harris is an American tragedy, and it started under the desk of a man named Willie Brown. Kamala met Willie in 1994 when Willie was the second most powerful man in California. He became her sugar daddy.
He's a rogue, all right, notorious for his flamboyant lifestyle. Flashy clothes, fancy parties, fine women.
Well, no shit. What have we got here? A fucking
demon.
Are you his daughter? No, I'm not.
And fast cars.
Willie made a lot of money from lobbyists who expected him to legislate in their favor. That's what lobbying is. He was investigated several times, not without cause. He made $124,000 from, quote, special interests that had business before the legislature. He's the guy who started Kamala's political career. In a sane world, politicians are supposed to be public servants, and yet somehow, Willie made enough money to buy expensive suits, Ferraris, Porsches, and Jaguars. He also bought a $1.8 million condo. When they met, Kamala was 29 and Willie was 60. Kamala's corrupt Brahmin mother thought that the affair was just wonderful. Is it too late to deport her? Hey, Tom Homan, where are you at? Can we get you on this? Of course not. Kamala and Willie began allegedly siphoning public funds directly into their own pockets. Willie put Kamala on the State Unemployment Insurance Appeals Board, a job that paid her $114,000 a year. He also put her on the board of the California Medical Assistance Commission, which paid $99,000 per year, and this was 2002. Both positions were part-time, and her full-time job was as a county employee making $100,000. She is human garbage. Kamala has done nothing to deserve her money. She is filth. This is a brief message to Kamala. Dear Miss Harris, you are filth. Repent before Christ, give all your money to orphans, and then go live in a convent. This is the only way for you to begin making things right. Willie bought her a new BMW, and he gave her access to his network of donors and supporters, all of whom are parasites and who should be locked in cages for the rest of their lives. If you, the people of America, vote for me to be your benevolent dictator, I promise to imprison literally every single person who voted for Harris. Willie was investigated twice for giving his friends lucrative city contracts. Yeah, just casually using tax money to make his friends rich. Under Willie's rule, people had to pay bribes to get access to the public services they were entitled to. I'm getting most of my information for this video from the book called Profiles in Corruption by Peter Schweitzer. And as you read that book, you can't escape the feeling of example fatigue. At a certain point, you don't even care about how evil Kamala is anymore. It would be easier to hate her if there were just one or two corrupt things that she did, but the list is endless. It goes on and on and on. You start to get Stockholm Syndrome. You want Kamala to keep going and see how far she can push the limit, like a video game with no level cap. She just keeps finding new ways to level up her corruption far beyond the abilities of most mere mortals. Kamala Harris is the Michael Jordan of being a corrupt subhuman piece of donkey shit. That's the banger sentence I talked about earlier. You're welcome. You can use that. Like, don't even give me credit for it. Just deploy that sentence at your leisure. If you're enjoying this video so far, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, give it a like. And this isn't, I'm not asking you, by the way. I'm telling you, I'm ordering you, do it. Otherwise, I will melt your car with brain magic. This is not an idle threat. I have brain magic. I will melt your car. I can see it right now. Hit the like button. Getting back to Kamala, her god-tier level of corruption is actually motivational. If Kamala isn't bored by the constant need to find new ways of being evil, maybe that will inspire us to work a little harder on our own projects. Being brutally corrupt is hard fucking work, and it's doubly hard when you combine your corruption with the degenerate scumbag behavior of a prostitute. It's so filthy that it circles around to being damn near respectable. I was getting example fatigue with the Kamala chapter of Profiles in Corruption, but she has inspired me to continue going. Like, somewhere out there, Kamala is giving head to a Subway employee so he will put one extra slice of cheese on her sandwich. If she can find the inner strength to keep going, surely you and I can continue this death march into the heart of American political depravity. Here's some more stuff. Kamala took money from slumlords who had cases before her office. Some of those donors owned buildings notorious for, quote, drug activity, assault, rape, robbery, and burglary. There's nothing Kamala won't help you do as long as you give her money. People voted for her, by the way. People literally voted for Kamala Harris. I know where your brain is going right now, too. You're like, but Trump covered for Epstein. Trump covered for Yeah, guess what? Kamala hid records of child abuse. Kamala actively assisted pedophiles. So at this point, it's just a matter of degrees. Which pedophile do you like more? Do you like the big orange pedophile, or do you like Kamala? If you vote for me to be your benevolent dictator, I promise to redirect 95% of government spending toward the creation of pedo hunter squads in every American town. Yes, 95% of government spending. We're not making roads anymore. We're not doing bridges. That'll be fine for a little bit. We're doing pedo hunter squads in every American town. 95% of the money is going to that. I promise you. Make me your dictator and I will make that happen. So I know I'm just blowing past the Kamala Harris helps pedophiles evade justice thing, but what do you want me to do about it? If you're not willing to help me become the dictator, then we are powerless. Obviously, Trump isn't going to do anything about it. Obviously, Vance isn't going to do anything about it. Kamala also instructed law enforcement to ignore strip clubs in San Francisco that were, in fact, operating as prostitution clubs. You're probably thinking, well, there's no substantive difference between a stripper and a prostitute. And you're right, strippers are merely prostitutes who you can't touch. But that's not where Kamala is coming from. The strip clubs were owned by a friend of Willie Brown. That's the reason she didn't enforce the law. You know what? I'm not actually inspired to continue with this. There's a lot more. I'm out of energy. If you want a full account of Kamala's corrupt beginnings, just read Profiles in Corruption. I promise you will not get more than 10 pages into the chapter on Kamala before you mentally check out. And I am left with a deep respect for the author. I honestly don't know how he could compile a whole book and keep his sanity. I'm losing my fucking mind, and Kamala is just the first chapter of the book. And these are the people who rule our nation. The levers of power are held by literal, not figurative, literal demons. May God have mercy on us all. But if you want to change the course of history, here's how. Subscribe. Every subscription increases the likelihood that I will seize power in a J6 but for real insurrection. Then I will begin imprisoning lifelong politicians and funding pedo hunter squads. Together, you and I can make America everything the leftists fear. I will be your biblically accurate Trump. Just hit the subscribe button. And as a final note, it has come to my attention that this video is not hyperbolic enough. So if you need another dose of insanely well-written hyperbole, check out either of the images that are on screen right now. They're both bangers. You're going to love them. I will see you in the next video. Mwah. I love you. Talk to you later, baby.